WWE NXT UK Results January 20, 22 First match, Pretty Deadly vs Sam Gradwell and Saxon. Huxley. Lewis Howley and Sam Gradwell will start things off. Collar and elbow tie up. Howley with a forearm shot across the back of Gradwell. Strong lock up. Gradwell applies a side headlock. Howley whips Gradwell across the ring. Gradwell drops Howley with a shoulder tackle. Stoker tags himself in. Howley grabs the right leg of Gradwell. Stoker drops Gradwell with a shoulder tackle. Stoker talks smack to Gradwell. Stoker uppercuts Gradwell. Stoker whips Gradwell into the turnbuckles. Stoker with a forearm smash. Gradwell reverses out of the Irish whip from Stoker. Gradwell scores the forearm knockdown. Gradwell grabs the right ear of Stoker. Gradwell with a straight right hand. Gradwell body slams Stoker. Gradwell tags in Huxley. Huxley has Stoker cornered. Stoker unloads two knife-edge chops. Stoker with a knife-edge chop. Stoker dodges the big boot. Stoker kicks Huxley in the gut. Stoker applies a side headlock. Huxley whips Stoker across the ring. Stoker ducks a clothesline from Huxley. Huxley with a running shoulder tackle. Huxley with two knee lifts. Huxley follows that with a backbreaker. Huxley with the running elbow drop. Huxley with a running crossbody block into the ropes for a 2 count. Stoker tags in Howley. Howley with a running shoulder block. Howley drives his knee into the midsection of Huxley. Howley with a straight right hand. Huxley reverses out of the Irish whip from Howley. Huxley with a corner clothesline. Howley decks Huxley with a back elbow smash. Huxley with the Luthe press. Huxley goes for another running crossbody block, but Stoker pulls Howley out of harm's way. Howley sends Huxley shoulder first into the steel ring post. Howley repeatedly stomps on Huxley's chest. Howley drives his Huxley back first into the turnbuckles. Howley tags in Stoker. Stoker with a leaping back elbow smash. Stoker repeatedly stomps on Huxley's chest. Stoker with a gut punch. Huxley shoves Stoker. Stoker with a short arm clothesline. Stoker tags in Howley. Pretty Deadly dumps Huxley ribs first on the top rope for a 2 count. Howley with Muay Thai knee strikes. Howley kicks Huxley in the ribs. Howley stomps on Huxley's face. Huxley with heavy body shots. Howley buries his knee into the midsection of Huxley. Howley applies the abdominal stretch. Howley uses Stoker for leverage. Huxley with a hip toss. Howley tags in Stoker. Stoker stops Huxley in his tracks. Huxley tags in Gradwell. Gradwell clotheslines Stoker. Gradwell scores the elbow knockdown. Gradwell with a running forearm smash. Gradwell whips Stoker into the turnbuckles. Gradwell with a back body drop. Gradwell clotheslines Howley over the top rope. Stoker kicks Gradwell in the gut. Stoker punches Gradwell in the back. Short arm reversal by Gradwell. Gradwell drives his knee into the midsection of Stoker. Gradwell hits the butterfly suplex. Gradwell knocks Howley off the ring apron. Stoker uppercuts Gradwell in mid-air. Huxley gets distracted by Kenny Williams. Howley blasts Huxley off the apron. Williams drives Huxley back first into the ringside barricade. Williams repeatedly stomps on Huxley's back. Gradwell drops Stoker with the sto. Gradwell yells at Williams. Stoker tags in Howley. Pretty Deadly connects with the spilt milk to pick up the victory. Winner, Pretty Deadly via pinfall, Ginny Vignette. Second match, Isla vs Emilia. McKenzie collar and elbow tie up. McKenzie with a waist lock takedown. McKenzie applies a front face lock. McKenzie transitions into a hammer lock. McKenzie hooks the outside leg for a 1 count. McKenzie goes back to a front face lock. McKenzie grabs a side wrist lock. Don with a gut punch. Don applies a side headlock. McKenzie rolls Don over for a 2 count. McKenzie whips Don across the ring. Don denies the deep arm drag. Don blocks the swinging neck breaker. Don sends McKenzie into the ropes. McKenzie drop kicks Don. McKenzie drops Don with the swinging neck breaker for a 2 count. Don drives her knee into the midsection of McKenzie. Don dumps McKenzie out of the ring. McKenzie with a shoulder block. McKenzie goes for the sunset flip, but Don holds onto the ropes. Don with a double foot stomp. Don with a running boot. Don puts her knee on the back of McKenzie's neck. Don hits the backdrop driver. Don stomps on McKenzie's chest. Don poses for the crowd. McKenzie with forearm shivers. McKenzie ascends to the top turnbuckle. Don with a running forearm smash. McKenzie sends Don crashing into the canvas. McKenzie kicks Don in the chest. McKenzie with the sunset flip for a 2 count. Don blocks a boot from McKenzie. McKenzie with a step up enziguri. McKenzie with a running clothesline. McKenzie ducks a clothesline from Don. McKenzie with a belly to back suplex. McKenzie with a forearm smash. Don reverses out of the Irish whip from McKenzie. McKenzie spears Don for a 2 count. Don with the roundhouse kick. Don goes for a belly to back suplex, but McKenzie lands back on her feet. Don rolls McKenzie over for a 1 count. McKenzie drop kicks Don to the floor. McKenzie lands the suicide dive. McKenzie rolls Don back into the ring. McKenzie goes for the flying crossbody block, but Don ducks out of the way. Don connects with the reverse white noise to pick up the victory. Winner, Isla Don via pinfall. Third match, Noam D.A.R.C., with Sha Samuels vs. The A-Kid for the WWE NXT UK Heritage Cup Championship. First round Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Kid has the leverage advantage. DAR applies a waist lock. Kid backs DAR into the ropes. The referee calls for a clean break. Kid with a single leg takedown. Kid applies a side headlock. DAR answers with the head scissors neck lock. Kid grapevines the legs of DAR. DAR applies a front face lock. DAR escapes the side wrist lock. That leads us to a quick standoff in the center of the ring. Collar and elbow tie up. DAR applies a wrist lock. DAR with a side headlock takedown for a 2 count. Kid with a waist lock takedown. Kid goes into the cover for a 1 count. Kid applies a front face lock. Kid avoids the palm strike as time expires. Second round DAR with a waist lock takedown. Front face lock exchange. Chain grappling exchange. Kid with a snapmare takeover. Kid applies the cravate. DAR fish hooks Kid. DAR with the arm ring. DAR stomps on Kid's chest. DAR with a side headlock takeover. Kid whips DAR across the ring. DAR drops Kid with a shoulder tackle for a 2 count. DAR kicks Kid in the ribs. DAR applies a top wrist lock. DAR drives his knee into the midsection of Kid. DAR with another fish hook. The referee calls for a clean break. DAR applies a rear chin lock. Kid hits the European clutch for a 2 count. DAR hides under the bottom rope. DAR with a gut punch. DAR whips Kid across the ring. Kid with a deep arm drag. Kid pops back on his feet. Kid drop kicks DAR for a 2 count. Kid applies a front face lock. DAR puts Kid on the top rope. Kid sends DAR tumbling to the floor as time expires. Third round kickboxing display. Kid blocks a boot from DAR. DAR with a forearm smash. Kid teep kicks DAR into the turnbuckles. DAR launches Kid over the top rope. DAR with a palm thrust. DAR teases the draping DDT. DAR kicks Kid in the ribs for a 2 count. DAR ducks a clothesline from Kid. DAR drives his knee into the midsection of Kid. DAR with a southpaw haymaker. DAR with a knee lift. DAR follows that with the mid kick. DAR blocks the roundhouse kick. DAR kicks out the legs of Kid. DAR connects with the Nova Roller to score the first pinfall of this match. 4th round, DAR scores the ankle pick. Kid uses his feet to create separation. Kid applies the cross arm breaker. Kid goes for the omoplata, but DAR counters with a handful of tights for a 2 count. DAR drops Kid with the big boot. The referee catches DAR using the middle rope for leverage. DAR argues with the referee. Kid rolls DAR over for a 2 count. Kid dodges the discus back elbow smash. Kid with the Pele kick. DAR tumbles to the floor. Kid goes for the suicide dive, but Samuels pulls DAR out of harm's way. Samuels rolls DAR back into the ring. Kid gets back in the ring at the count of 9. DAR hits the discus back elbow smash for a 2 count. Kid kicks the left shoulder of DAR. Kid kicks DAR in the face. Kid with a big palm strike. Samuels runs interference. Kid ties things up with the satellite DDT. 5th round, DAR dodges the running enziguri. DAR kicks out the legs of Kid. DAR ascends to the top turnbuckle. Kid with a step-up enziguri. Kid with an avalanche head and arm suplex for a 2 count. Kid applies a waist lock. DAR repeatedly stomps on Kid's chest. DAR applies the champagne super knee bar. Kid answers with the cross arm breaker. DAR transitions into the Fujiwara arm bar. DAR avoids the omoplata. Kid applies the triangle choke. Kid crawls under DAR. Kid with a release German suplex. DAR with desperation up kicks. DAR applies the omoplata. Kid rolls DAR over for a 2 count. DAR avoids the roundhouse kick. DAR goes back to the champagne super knee bar. DAR transitions into the rear naked choke. Kid floats over into the lateral press for a 2 count. Kid applies the sleeper hold. Kid blasts DAR with the PK as time expires. 6th round, double forearm. Uppercut exchange. DAR with the backslide cover for a 1 count. Kid with the La Mage's trowel for a 2 count. Roll-up exchange. Kid applies a waist lock. Kid goes for the O'Connor roll, but DAR uses Samuels for leverage. Kid ducks a clothesline from DAR. Kid lands the suicide dive. Kid scores the ankle pick. Kid applies the heel hook. Palm strike exchange. DAR grabs the bottom rope which forces the break. Kid kicks Dark in the back. Kid is putting the boots to DAR. Kid with a forearm smash. DAR answers with a throat thrust. DAR with the mid kick. DAR drops Kid with the discus back elbow smash for a 2 count. Kid connects with the flying super kick for a 2 count. Kid delivers his combination offense. DAR kicks the left knee of Kid. DAR with the spinning back fist for a 2 count. Kid applies the omoplata as time expires. Match result, time limit draw, but still WWE NXT UK Heritage Cup champion, Noam DAR.